and our most advanced camera features like our most innovative Pro lineup, yeah.
A16 also flexes every muscle for the iPhone 14 Pro camera system.
A brand new class of camera to iPhone.
Did Apple tell white lies about the camera too? Is the iPhone 14 Pro that much better than the iPhone 13 Pro? You know what? Let's find out. The best way to approach this is a blind photo test. That's right. I'm gonna show you some shots back to back, and you need to decide two things. First, which do you like better? And second, which is the iPhone 14 Pro? And which is the 13 Pro? And while you're on your way to the comment section, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notification bell so you don't miss the next video, which is the video portion of this test. The first group of shots has a lot of sun. It's a beautiful day, plenty of light, lots of green, and some pops of color. Now, if I had to pick out the differences in these shots, I would say that B looks a little more natural, and A, well, I think it's more saturated. But when you get to some shade, I think that A looks a little more bright, less contrast, and B, well, it looks deeper and has more detail. So if you know, go ahead and leave your guesses down below, and let's check out some more pics that have a little less sun and a lot more shade. In these set of pictures, both look really good depending on your preference. A is still brighter, and it has less contrast because, well, the sun's not dominating the picture, and B, well, it looks more deep, and again, it has more detail. It's super tough to say, oh, you know what, that's definitely the 14 Pro, and that's definitely the 13 Pro. Meanwhile, Apple is touting the iPhone 14 Pro as this massive jump from the 13 Pro. Not buying it. I don't know, guys, are we seeing white lies so far in this video? I think we might. Personally, I really don't see it so far with these tests. However, let's see if the specialty features of this camera separate that gap a little bit more. I really like using the portrait feature of the phone a lot, and if I can have a better experience using it and get better pictures, well, heck, I'm all for it. However, using it on the 14 Pro seems to have the same setbacks as it always had, being very particular about how far away the subject is, and it immediately jumps to 3x zoom, making you think that you need to go ahead and move back even further. In reality, make sure you look at that, hit the 1x zoom, and you get the same results not standing back 95 yards. That's an exaggeration, like a couple extra feet. Now for this set of pictures, I did leave it at f2.8, which is what it stays at. Now you can adjust this in post right on the phone to add or remove the amount of background blur. Now as far as these results, I honestly wasn't able to see a massive difference between the two again. And B has a slightly better contrast in my opinion. Also notice that A is less warm and B is a bit warmer, the complete opposite from the previous pictures. Now in this test, I actually prefer the look of pics in B compared to A because they might look a little bit sharper. Some people might think too over sharp. So, which is which? Leave your comments down below before I tell you. Now, for the next group of shots, I wanted to do another favorite, and that's night photography. The cool thing about these results, they're straight from the camera, and they look so awesome. Now, if you want to edit them, you can make them look even better. Now, as far as this group of shots, the main thing you will notice is A is much warmer, and B, well, obviously much cooler, just like the other photos I took in the direct sunlight. Now, I prefer the more natural look to start, and let me add the amount of color that I want to add. So which do you prefer? Also, don't forget, enter your guesses, which is phone A and which is phone B. Now those night shots, in my opinion, have improved. The 49% better? That's tough to say. I don't know, I would like to hear your opinions on that. So the moment of truth. Have you entered your guesses? Well, you can pause or rewind to look again. In fact, I actually encourage that. It would be really cool if I could see my stats on which parts you actually watched over and over again. Okay, if you guessed A was the 14 Pro, you would be... Wait, no. If you guessed A was the 13 Pro... No, wait. Oh, crap. I can't remember which is which. Hold on. Okay, I got it. Whew, thank God for metadata. Drum roll, please. If you guessed that A was the 14 Pro and B was the 13 Pro, you would be wrong.
Nope.
That's right. Sorry, I had to do it. A was the 13 Pro and B was the 14 Pro. It seems that every so often, Apple likes to make their cameras more natural and then sometimes more saturated. It seems to be this battle between them, and I'll use Samsung as an example here. They tend to go the opposite, and who knows how they decide to do that. I personally like the more natural look, but many people love that look of a more saturated picture because it's less you have to do to edit, and they look good when you post them online. So do you think Apple kind of told some more white lies during their keynote? I would say yes, because let's be honest, you really can't tell that much of a difference between the 13 Pro and the 14 Pro. Of course, if you're using an older phone, I would dare to say older than the 11, maybe even the 10, maybe even the 8. You might just be happy with those. And of course, if you jump to the 14 Pro or the 14, you're gonna see a big difference. But from the 13 line to the 14 line, I don't think so. Nice try, Apple. Oh, and on a side note, just to show you how easy it is to make the 13 Pro look more like the 14 Pro, I probably spent about 5-6 minutes editing the first night shot that I showed you and put it side by side. Now, please keep in mind, I am not a color grading person. I'm probably not good at it at all. But I feel like I did an okay job getting the 13 Pro to look more like the 14 Pro. What do you think? Did I do a good job? Don't answer that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smack the bell, turn on notifications so you don't miss my next video. In the meantime, go ahead and check out what else Apple may have lied about.